I feel like it'll be a little entertaining. I don't know how long he's gonna last in with these big shots coming at him, but hey, we only time will tell. You know, I'm not here to hype that shit up. Yeah. That's not even my business. That's somebody else fish to fry.
Yeah.
You know, I got my own fish to fry.
Jermell Charlo, who's already shared the ring with Canelo, isn't buying into the hype around Crawford. Speaking from experience, Charlo bluntly suggests Crawford won't withstand Canelo's power for long. Reflecting on his own fight, Charlo admitted, "Canelo's a mother beast. Maybe I felt it more because it was my first time at this weight." For him, moving up in weight to face Canelo was a harsh reality check. Now, with Crawford stepping up, the challenge looks even steeper. Charlo's warning carries weight. Crawford may be walking into a fight far tougher than he expects. At this division, Canelo's dominance is undeniable, and Crawford's speed and skill will face the ultimate test. Caleb Plant, another opponent who felt Canelo's power, echoes the same chilling truth about just how hard the Mexican superstar hits.
You know, it's like the first punch he's going to hit you with, you know, your ribs are going to explode and da-da-da-da-da, and it's like...
Plant's experience with Canelo left a lasting mark, especially on his body. He explains that Canelo's power isn't just felt, it's something that shakes you to the core. It's not only the raw strength, but also the precision behind every punch that makes it feel like you're up against a different class of fighter. For Crawford, stepping up in weight to challenge Canelo could mean entering a whole new world of pain. As Plant puts it, this isn't just about toughness, it's about surviving once those shots begin to land. Amir Khan, who's also shared the ring with Canelo, adds his own perspective on Crawford's bold move to face the champion.
Yeah, I don't think that should happen. Look, I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast that way. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do that.
Khan's advice reflects the concerns of many who have felt Canelo's power up close. While he respects Crawford, Khan makes it clear that taking on Canelo could be a dangerous gamble for the welterweight champion. The physical toll of fighting someone as strong as Canelo is something Crawford may not be fully ready for, especially while moving up in weight. Khan's warning is serious. Canelo's punches have left lasting effects on experienced fighters. For Crawford, this might be more than just a tough fight, it could turn into a battle for survival. Tim Bradley, never one to hold back, adds to the debate with a strong argument on why Crawford could struggle against Canelo's size and strength.
Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. Period. He is. Rather you have him as the greatest or just great, he's a great fighter. And he's going to go down in Mexican history, in the history of boxing, as one of the greatest fighters. Period. Of this generation. Period. Whether you like it or...
Bradley acknowledges Crawford's brilliant boxing IQ but highlights the real issue, the size gap. He warns that Canelo's power and ability to close the distance could overwhelm Crawford if he fails to keep him at range. The physical impact of absorbing Canelo's punches could prove decisive. While Crawford excels at setting traps and exploiting flaws, there's no certainty that skill alone will be enough against someone as relentless as Canelo. Bradley's take leaves a critical question. Can Crawford withstand the damage if he can't halt Canelo's momentum? At the same time, he credits Crawford's courage in chasing greatness by stepping up to this challenge, but reminds us of one unavoidable truth: size matters.
We know Canelo can be outboxed, or at least I know. The fans don't believe that. I know you don't believe anything I say. I get it. It's all right. He can be outboxed, but the size difference is what's scary about that fight. You know, if Crawford can't hurt him, if Crawford can't stop him from coming forward, and Crawford's great at exposing high guards. He knows how to come underneath and come around it. You know, he knows how to set traps for his opponents. And I think he'll be able to lay a lot of traps for Canelo. I think he'll give him a lot more issues and problems than Charlo, no doubt about it, because of the mentality. And he will come to win. But I just wonder, one, can he take Canelo's punch? You know, and can he stay away from Canelo's punch? And can he absorb the punishment that he's going to get and have to go through? Because Canelo will close the distance on him, and Canelo will hit him and will pound on him. Now, Crawford, I think, has the skills. But again, I mean, the size, man, that size it's weight classes are there for a reason.
Bradley believes Crawford has the tools to outbox Canelo on equal terms, but the weight difference creates a challenge that can't be overlooked. Crawford's speed, precision, and ring IQ may be his greatest strengths, yet Canelo's size and power could control the fight. To Bradley, Crawford's decision to step up is bold, but the physical presence of Canelo could severely limit his chances. Even with all his skill, Crawford may be walking into the toughest uphill battle of his career. Bradley also makes it clear that his respect for Canelo runs deep, recognizing him as one of the greatest fighters of this generation.
To be great, I think he has the skill set to beat a Canelo. If they were the same size, pound for pound, Crawford's skill set is better, all right, than Canelo's, in my opinion. Okay? Now, they're not the same size, and that's where the difficulty comes. Okay? All right? But I think that's daring right there to be great for Crawford, because, again, his skill set outmatches.
Bradley's praise for Canelo underscores the legacy the Mexican champion has built in boxing. His dominance across multiple weight divisions and ability to adjust his style make him a formidable force. No matter the opinions surrounding him, Canelo's place among the greats is secure. Bradley's view emphasizes just how difficult it is for any fighter, Crawford included, to deal with Canelo's mix of skill, experience, and power. To him, Canelo's greatness itself is an obstacle Crawford must confront in a fight that could shape both their legacies. Even before the matchup was confirmed, Roy Jones Jr. was already raising concerns, issuing a stern warning to Crawford about the dangers of stepping into the ring with Canelo.
Crawford, I was highly impressed by his performance.
Yeah, what about him and Crawford? Were you impressed by?
About the power he showed. When he fought the proper fight for the proper opponent. When you fight a guy coming up 2 weight classes, you're supposed to bully him. If he'd fought Floyd Mayweather that way back in the day, we saw a much better fight. But he didn't. But he's learned now, and that shows that he's improved, and he understands boxing more now. Because he bullied the smaller guy, which is what you're supposed to do. What you say?
What about Crawford, Roy?
Crawford still, I think he's a little big for Crawford. I'm not sure about that, because Crawford does have punching power and shock, but I think Canelo's a little big. He showed tonight that he's pretty big. So I probably would rather see Charlo fight Crawford first, and then see how that goes. If he does good against Charlo with the weight, then let's see him come up and fight Canelo. Yes, but not right now. I want to see Crawford come up with the weight class and show he can be dominant.
Jones, drawing from his vast experience, cautions Crawford that facing Canelo could be unlike anything he has ever dealt with before. While he acknowledges Crawford's exceptional skill, he stresses that Canelo's size, power, and relentless approach present serious obstacles. Jones points out that Crawford may find it difficult to execute his usual tactics against someone with Canelo's ring IQ and ability to absorb punishment. To him, this fight is not just about skill, it's about survival. His warning carries weight, given the level of opposition Jones faced in his own career. On the promotional side, Bob Arum, a legendary figure in boxing, also shares his perspective on the potential clash, and his outlook for Crawford is far from encouraging.
Wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford and Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him. But Canelo is a different proposition. It's an interesting fight.
Arum doesn't mince words, firmly stating that Canelo would dominate Crawford if they fought. Though he respects Crawford's talent, he insists Canelo operates on a different level. While acknowledging the intrigue of the matchup, Arum remains convinced there's only one likely outcome. In his view, Canelo's experience, power, and overall skill set would be far too much for Crawford to overcome. To Arum, the fight may capture attention, but the result seems almost inevitable in favor of the Mexican champion. He further underscores the gap in experience and punching power between the two, stressing how these differences could decisively shape the outcome.
Because Canelo is used to fighting at a particular level, and and I don't think that Terence can hurt Canelo, but Canelo can hurt Terence.
Arum points out that Canelo's level of opposition and his ability to absorb punishment stand far above what Crawford has typically faced. He argues that Crawford won't be able to hurt Canelo, while Canelo's destructive power could seriously damage Crawford. For Arum, this power gap is the critical factor that could decide the fight. No matter how skilled Crawford is, Arum believes Canelo's experience and capacity to inflict damage may ultimately be the game changer. Keone Davis, who has sparred with both men, also weighs in on the matchup, focusing on the weight difference and the contrasting levels of experience each fighter brings into the ring.
Crawford adjusting to the 168-pound division. I know he's been sitting at a heavier weight for a while, but he's been showing his training and stuff. So that's definitely going to help him. Canelo experience Crawford. And you got Crawford got great experience as well. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick Canelo because of the weight disparity.
Davis points out that Crawford's move to 168 pounds comes with adjustments, noting that his training and added weight could work in his favor. Still, despite Crawford's skill and preparation, Davis leans toward Canelo because of the clear size gap. He envisions a tactical chess match, with both fighters showcasing their strategies, but ultimately sees Canelo's experience and natural comfort at this weight as decisive. While he respects Crawford's abilities, Davis believes Canelo's advantages in size and power will shine through. Having shared the ring with both men, Coron Davis continues his breakdown, stressing just how tough it is for Crawford to jump to 168 pounds against a natural in the division like Canelo.
Canelo is naturally sits really well at 168, and it's just always tough for a guy to come to 168 and come from that many weight classes up and do something like that. If he does it, if anybody can do it, it'll be Terence.
Davis explains that Canelo's natural comfort at 168 pounds creates a huge challenge for Crawford, who's coming up from lighter divisions. The weight jump makes it difficult for Crawford to compete with someone who has long dominated at super middleweight. Still, Davis leaves room for possibility, noting that if anyone can beat the odds, it's Crawford. His skill set is elite, and if he manages to overcome the weight gap, it would be a monumental achievement, but against Canelo, that's no easy task. Roy Jones Jr., a legend who's faced some of boxing's best, offers a different angle. He insists the real factor isn't the weight, but how Canelo chooses to fight. According to Jones, Canelo's strategy and decision-making in the ring will matter more than size or strength. If Canelo fights to his strengths, it could be a dominant showing. But if he makes mistakes or lets Crawford dictate the pace, things could swing the other way. Jones sums it up simply: if Canelo does what he should, he wins. If he does what he shouldn't, Crawford wins. For him, the outcome depends on Canelo's mindset and tactical discipline once the bell rings. If Canelo lets the action slip from his control, that's when Crawford can pounce. As Jones sees it, this fight won't be decided by skill alone, but by who imposes their will and executes their plan with fewer mistakes. It's Canelo's fight to lose. On paper, Canelo vs. Crawford has all the makings of a classic, two supremely skilled, stubborn winners colliding. Canelo brings heavy hands, deep experience, and a track record of beating elite names. Crawford brings IQ, speed, and adaptability. But as Roy Jones Jr. emphasizes, strategy rules the day. If Canelo sticks to his strengths and stays disciplined, he likely wins. If he strays, Crawford can exploit openings and flip the script. For Crawford, moving up means proving he can handle Canelo's size and strength. Weight might matter, but execution matters more. What do you think? Can Crawford's speed and smarts overcome Canelo's power and resume? Can Canelo stay in command and avoid the kind of mistakes that swing a fight? Who owns the mental edge heading in? And most importantly, can Crawford defy the odds and cement his greatness against a force like Canelo? Tell us in the comments who you've got. Don't forget to subscribe, and stick around for more breakdowns. Countdowns on, and we're tracking every twist right up to the opening bell.